Hello everyone, it's time for Jell-O tester. Today's recipe I chose because of the name and also because I think I'm going to enjoy eating this one. That's the truth. And you know what? It's Thanksgiving, there's a pandemic. I'm gonna eat some Jell-O salad like the ones that my aunts always made for our family Thanksgiving celebrations, and it's gonna be delicious. The name of this particular recipe is GOOP. Yes, GOOP. Just GOOP. Now, there are a couple of decisions you do have to make when you choose to make GOOP. The recipe is very clear. You can either have strawberry Jell-O and pineapple, or you can have orange Jell-O and oranges. Those are your two options. I'm here to tell you that if you want to make this Jell-O salad, you pick any fruit you want and you pick any Jell-O you want. You reach for the sky. Peaches and peach, canned cherries and blue raspberry Jell-O, fruit cocktail and pistachio pudding Jell-O won't work. Reach for the sky is all I'm saying. Reach for the stars. Reach for the moon and you'll land among the stars. That doesn't make sense because the moon is closer. Reach for the stars and don't touch them because they're very hot. This one is a little different than some of our other recipes because it doesn't involve making the Jell-O gelatin. There's no water. We're just gonna mix this dry Jell-O with these other ingredients and then it creates sort of a fluff. We're not gonna be boiling any water. There's not gonna be any jiggle. If you're here for the jiggle, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there won't be any. The recipe calls for large cheese cottage curd. The recipe calls for large curd cottage cheese. This is the best kind of cottage cheese. Full fat, large curd. If you don't like cottage cheese, stop listening. If you do like cottage cheese, come sit by me. I love cottage cheese. I like my Giant brand, 4% milk fat, large curd cottage cheese. The thing about this store brand is that the large curd and the small curd are the same color package. So you really have to look to make sure you're getting the right thing. Large curd. The directions for this recipe say that you should mix the Jell-O and the cottage cheese together first and then add the other ingredients. And it just occurred to me just now that maybe they did that so that they didn't have to write out the oranges if you're using oranges and the pineapple if you're using pineapple. Although folding in the Cool Whip is going to be a good plan. We'll start by mixing together the Jell-O and the cottage cheese. Oh, did you just notice my sweatshirt? It does say Jell-O salad, yes. Thank you. I know it's beautiful. Here comes the Jell-O. Look at that. And yes, I did choose this green bowl on purpose because this color combo is incroyable. Next up, oranges. I will say right now, I feel like the crushed pineapple might have worked better in this. I think the crushed pineapple texture, because it's smaller, would have like incorporated better, but it's too late now. Cool Whip. The recipe actually says a medium or large container of Cool Whip, so the recipe will expand to fit the amount of Cool Whip you have. This whole thing gets folded together. Oh my God. It's so fluffy. It's done. You can't eat this right now. You can just eat this, but I think it will be a little better after it sets up for a while. I'm gonna try it though. Oh, it's so sweet. And the orange is like, oh, it tastes like a push-up pop. It tastes like fluffy baby aspirin. Yeah, I'm gonna let it sit because it's nice when it's nice and cold. Goop. Please don't sue me, Gwyneth Paltrow. Okay, folks, it's time to try the goop. You may notice, A, it's in a different container. B, what happened here? I did try this already while I was very stoned, and I can unequivocally recommend eating fluffy Jell-O salad while you're stoned and watching Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. So you can see here the consistency, not as goopy. It's set up a little bit. Can you see the little bubbles in the Jell-O salad? I don't know, it's just good. You can actually see here how the cottage cheese curd has turned orange fully. It's fluffy. It tastes like an orange push-up pop, like orange sherbet. It's really sweet. And it's got vitamin C. What more can you ask? There you have it, folks. Goop is good. I will probably just eat the rest of this right now. If you like orange Jell-O and creamy things and cottage cheese, get into it. Get into it. If there's any year to get into Jell-O salads, it's 2020, baby.